Welcome to Rack of the Week 221 on Shortstop on Pool. I want to say welcome to my newest supporters on Patreon and YouTube, Chris, Pampil, and Dong Hu. Thank you very much for joining me, and I want to say thank you again to all my subscribers because I wasn't even paying attention. But last night on YouTube, my subscriber count went over 50,000. I have no words. I can't even think about it. It makes me emotional. I never thought that it would come this far, and it keeps growing. And so thank you very much. And I'll keep trying to do a good job for you. I have lots of videos on my list of videos that I want to make. I also want to mention my newest product, which I released just last week, selling like gangbusters, and I thought it would. I've been using this, and it's really helped my game. It's called Ghost Align. I'll put a link in the description to the instructional video on how to use it and the live stream that I did where I talk about it and explain what the heck it is and what it does. It's 6 training tools in one. It's a diagnostic tool to help you learn to stroke straight, identify your vision center, et cetera, et cetera. So go check that out. Let's get into the Rack of the Week. As I said, I've got a lot of videos on my list that I want to get to. This is 3 years old. This is a rack from 3 years ago. This is at Felt Pool Hall in Denver in April of 2022. So this was a year before I left. And I've been kind of hesitant to show older Rack of the Week videos because I feel like I'm playing so much better and I've worked so much on my fundamentals in 3 years. And so I was expecting to see something terrible and apologize for the way that I was shooting. But I'm watching this video and I'm going, I don't look that much different than I do today. I can tell you this. I see a difference, but it's just little things. But if you subscribe to my student level support on YouTube and Patreon, I write about it quite often, the little things that make a difference. And that they make a huge difference. So I'm seeing a lot more consistency. It's not that I shoot completely different today that I did back then. It's that I shoot more consistently, make fewer mistakes, and execute everything more consistently. Okay, but that's not what the Rack of the Week's about. The Rack of the Week is called Short Side. So let's take a look at this. Here's the break shot, typical break shot. I've got an inside angle. It looks like I'm cueing low on the cue ball here. Let's see where the cue ball goes. I'm not sure. Yeah, I was cueing low, so I might have looked at it and decided that a stun to center table was the way to go. This is better than expected for the outcome there. I've got my typical side pocket in shot, which you would expect to have as a minimum. I do have a shot on the 6 ball in this pocket, which is what the second shot that you would expect. As a bonus, I could cut the one up here, and I have a very simple shot here. This is a really good result because we've got a ball that could be a break ball. We got balls that are loose in the rack area, so it's going to be easy to bump something and probably make another break ball. So that's the only issue to be dealt with. The one of the only 2 issues to be dealt with. The second one is this one. So I look at this, and it's really natural. This is the first shot, obviously. Send the cue ball into these 2 balls, and the 9 is my insurance. That's not complicated, and I would hope that every straight pool player can see that as that's got to be the best opening shot. You could send the cue ball into these softly as well, but I think this is best. Deal with your perimeter balls first. So mission number 1 accomplished. Now we want to deal with these balls in the center of the table and open things up a little bit. Trying to remember, do I shoot? No, I don't. So I'm going to choose the 14, and the reason is I have a very slight angle, and I can bump these balls over. Generally, you don't want to bump balls toward other balls that are already open, but I think I can do this in such a way that I'm not going to create more problems. And mission accomplished again. And then right here, I'm ready to shoot, and I wonder if you can see why. I like the fact that I'm recognizing these patterns. Even 3 years ago, I was recognizing these patterns. And there's a very critical concept, a skill set that you have to have if you want to be a straight pool player, and that's the ability to see and to play short side. What am I talking about? So a lot of players are going to look at this and they're going to say, oh, here's my break ball. One of these is my break ball, and it's trapped. There's balls all around it. What am I going to do? I'm going to have to run into these balls to clear them up and open them up and get an opening to create an end pattern. No. So I recognized right away that one of these is the break ball. I've got a 3-ball end pattern that's ideal. This is the key ball. Diagonally from the pocket is your K2 ball. This ball can set you up for this one. So your end pattern is either going to be 15-13-1 or 13-15-1. Either one works. So that those 3 balls are taken care of. So now we just have to deal with these balls. I need to get short side. All 3, or actually all 4 of these balls go in this pocket. So the principle is once balls are open, you don't want to bump them. You want to stay clear. You want to maneuver around the balls that are there. And I can do that by putting my cue ball here. Well, how can I put my cue ball there? This is the key ball. An angle on this ball is a key ball. Send my cue ball here and for short side position. How do I get my cue ball there? 3-ball sequence. 1, or that's a 5. 5, 9, 2. Short side. But you can see the entire rack is solved with 3 sequences from here. 5, 9, 2, that's the first sequence. Short side position, deal with 2 to 3 of these balls. That's the second sequence. And then the final sequence is get your cue ball over here so you can go 15, 13, 1. That's the third sequence. It's possible, made possible by seeing and then being able to get short side. Let's see how it works out. I'm probably going to roll forward a little bit. No, I stunned it forward. Okay. And the reason why is you don't want to get straight on this ball. You need an angle so you can get an angle. That's what the late, great Danny DiLiberto was famous for saying. An angle for an angle for an angle. And that's true for every pool game. Now, short side. You don't want to, and I took a look. You see me pause and take a look at what I want to do? You don't want to play for the lower balls because now you've got to go up and you're going to have an angle where you're going to run into those balls. Whenever you have a sequence like this that you want to play, I've talked about this in other racks of the week, when possible, climb down the ladder. Start at the taller balls and work your way down. So I'm going to play position up here, not down here. One of the differences in my stance is my weight's a little bit far forward, and I've really shifted my weight back, and there's a lot to that, but anyway. So, went to the higher ball, now the 3, and I'm playing position for the 7 and the 4, or for the 7, rather. Now, you might look at this and say, okay, I've got an angle, so I'm going to have to shoot this 7 and bump into the 6, and then I got to come back and get the 4 somehow. No. You can get all of the balls right here. So, So I wanted to pause it. I'm going to use I changed my mind to use the 7 as the break ball. Nothing wrong with that. But I did it because I can play stop shot position, minimal cue ball movement on this 4 ball on the side, draw back, and I'm on the 6. You see how easy it was to clear 4 balls from around my break ball without bumping into another ball simply by recognizing and achieving short side position. So once I shoot the 4 and the 6, then I'm going to be able to come around and get into my end pattern. I do something different here that I would not do today. So right here, I'm going to use inside English and play position for the 9. I think that's a mistake. I think what you want to do here is come below the 9 out to center table because you have such a wide margin of error to tap in this 15, and then the 9 ball leads more naturally to the 1 in the side than the 15 does. So that I even would consider that a mistake. I think it's 15, 13, or this is the 13 rather. 15, 13, 1 is the better end pattern. But I was able to get it there, draw back enough, and just barely enough to get on the right side that I can stun the cue ball down here and get an angle. I end up a little bit above the 1, but that's okay as long as you're not too far above it because you can go to the side rail and out with inside English. So this was a great rack as far as how it opened after the break shot and how I played it. Not at all dissimilar to how I would have done it today. And this was 3 years ago. So that's an eye-opener to me. I'll talk more about that later. I'm getting ready to go on my trip. I'll be gone, but you'll never notice it because I'm recording some videos ahead of time that I'll play, and I'll probably do Possibly. We'll see. I'll probably be doing a live stream or two from my location. I'll be playing pool while I'm gone. Let's take a look at this break shot and we'll wrap it up. It looks like the similar break shot to the one that started this rack. Yeah, inside angle, but this time the object ball's lower. I would anticipate that I'm going to use top spin and try to get 2 rails out. If not, it'll go 1 rail up. Let's see what I end up with here. But this one, you're hitting the center of the rack, so you can get a little more spread on the balls and try and get the cue ball. Rather than just stunning the cue ball, you're getting the cue ball out to center table, I think. Oh, I know what happens. It hits that ball full. Yeah, it hit the second ball full, bounced back, and went straight forward. So that's the second result that can happen. It can be really hard to predict, even when the object ball's that close to the rack, whether you're going to hit just below center of that rack ball and come out of the rack, or whether you're going to hit it full, bounce back, and go forward. But that's why what you do is commit to the shot and just make sure you get lots of top spin on the cue ball, because either way that the cue ball decides to take, you need that top spin to make it happen. This is an ideal result. Hardly any balls in the rack area, everything spread, and the run continues. I hope you enjoyed that. Remember, if you're going to play pool, play it straight. Stay tuned. I'll see you next week on Rack of the Week. Bye.